You're now listening to Off the Collar, powered by Backswing Golf Events.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome to another episode of Off the Collar. It's your host, Nick Johnson, and joining me, as always, DJ Shelby Brassmuller. What's going on? You got a new setup going, the chain talking. Like,
I know.
are you going to do an Ice Cube concert tonight, or what's the vibe?
I know. I look like a vibe in hardcore.
You look like an Oakland Raiders fan.
Not the vibe I was wanting.
No, or you're about to drop an album. What?
Yeah, I feel like I'm gonna drop an album. That's definitely the vibe I was going for.
What happened to the couch setup? Was it too relaxed for you?
Yeah, it was just too cozy, and I just had to get out of there. I was gonna fall asleep every single podcast. I just had to make moves, make a big girl setup.
I like it. I think we need to get you some buttons to press, because it definitely looks like you're about to throw that big air horn in that goes in every radio show.
We definitely need one of those.
I think we can actually do it on this software. Should I be that guy?
Yeah.
Let's see. What do you want? A drum roll?
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's brutal. It was super loud.
That is brutal.
Let's see if we can we'll put it in here for the audience.
Wow.
Yeah, not sure I'm a fan of that.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
We'll just have to make our own sound effects.
Yeah, we'll have to make our own. Did you know, this is actually funny that you're bringing this up, the opening to our podcast is actually my sister. Did I ever tell you that?
No, you've literally never told me that.
Yeah. The intro and outro is my sister, and then like the drum line is me. So all original stuff. I have very little musical talent, but was able to put that together.
Look at you go.
Yeah. You're probably wondering, why does my sister have a British accent and I sound like this?
Yeah, that's actually where I was going with that.
Yeah. Everyone asks me that. My sister grew up in Hong Kong, so that was a British colony until I believe 1990, 89, somewhere in there. Yeah. So if you ever meet my mom or my sister, they both have a very English dialect, and my sister lived in London for like 15 years, so just added on to it. So
that's very cool. A little fun fact.
Super random. Yeah, I think I'm not going to try to do a British accent, but I definitely think it's like something I've taken advantage of a little bit.
That's something that I will do just randomly. Like, I'll be talking to somebody and I'll just throw it into the conversation, and they're like, "Where did that come from?" I'm like, "I don't know. Don't ask."
It's like a stress vibe almost.
Yeah.
Like, I'll throw it in. I can't do it on command because it just comes out.
I can't either.
Right? It just it'll come out randomly, I'm sure, on this episode. But yeah, that is all her. She is that
is very cool.
It is not AI. I did not steal that from anybody.
Okay.
I stole it from my brother-in-law, who uses it for his voicemail, which is pretty freaking awesome. So,
that is cool.
Yeah, I guess little tidbits for all the listeners out there is meet someone British or be related to someone British.
Just have that in your circle.
You need one British person.
Yeah.
Makes everything, like, even if you're trying to win like an argument, just have her like close it for you, because even if it's not right, it sounds better. So yeah, what's the vibe going here? Are you I can't get over this new set. I love it, but it's definitely I don't know. I can't stop thinking of Raiders vibes.
I'm probably gonna move, because this is my new desk, so I'm gonna move my desk probably against that wall so that we can see everything in the background, and then I'm gonna hang up like my 2 degrees that I got. I'm gonna put all my trophies up and like our posters. I'm gonna make it like really cool.
Okay, cool. That's really funny you're working on your desk, because I spent a good part of my day working on my desk.
Yeah.
I
I
got this
just put it
cool.
together. I just built
Mhm.
it today. So
Okay, that's good.
yeah.
Where'd you get it? IKEA, Living
Amazon.
Spaces, Amazon.
Yeah.
Amazon coming in clutch.
Yeah, always.
Honestly, I feel like we must be on the same cycle or something because I've been
Yeah.
hitting Amazon heavy the last couple of
Oh yeah.
days.
Me too.
But
Just
maybe it's
random
just
stuff too.
I ordered groceries from there, which something I started over COVID and just can't stop.
I just can't stop.
I just can't. I hate going to grocery stores because I always get more than I
Yeah, I always
actually
get more than
need,
I need, and
and I
then
always
I
go
don't
when I'm
use it.
hungry.
Me too. I
Yeah,
always do that. Maybe that's my problem. I gotta stop going to the grocery store hungry.
you can't go when you're hungry because then everything looks good,
Yeah,
and then
it's
it
bad.
taps into like another. You would be shocked how many times I end up buying like bath salts or a bath bomb or like something or a plant or like something I
Something that
don't
you
need.
just don't need.
Where if I'm like on Amazon, it's I've gotten to a point where it's like I'm only on there because I need something for the most part
Interesting. I do it just to
or to
like
scroll.
scroll to
Yeah,
see what I can find. Or
yeah,
I'll go on a different social media platform and somebody will have their like Amazon storefront and I'm like, "Oh, let me see what they have in there." And then I'll end up buying like 5 things from it. I'm like, "This is
yeah.
awful."
Maybe I'll start looking on Amazon, just scrolling through Amazon because I think I finished Instagram. Like
Yep.
I'm done with it. Like I've looked through every reel. I have 2 Instagrams now, so I'm getting double the amount.
Yep.
So yeah, I think I'm done. I think I should get any day now like a plaque from Instagram saying you've
Yeah.
finished. You've gone
You
through
did
our
it.
entire.
You completed it all.
You finished the game, level 30 complete. But yeah, I was spending a good portion of my day trying to figure out my setup. It's definitely something that is a little bit limited because I have one of those like desks that's in the wall, like it came with the
Yeah.
apartment.
Oh,
So
fancy.
it's a little bit limited, yeah. And I got this new like portable screen, which is awesome. It's like 16 inches. You can just put it in your backpack. And I was using it in San Diego and editing with that thing. So that thing is
That is
mine.
snazzy.
It's awesome. It's like 2K and super fancy, but I'm like trying to figure out how to still use it.
Yeah.
Maybe I shouldn't. Maybe I should just buy a new monitor. I don't know. There's too many
I don't know.
choices. How many
There
YouTube
is.
videos I watch to figure out like what's the most um, efficient setup for this and for that.
Yeah.
Too many options. But
That is
I
too
think
many options.
What do you do? Do you go double screen like side by side, or
I
how do you
go
have your setup?
straight laptop for now, but normally when I'm working, I have double screen, so I have a bigger monitor, and then I'll have my laptop in front of me, and that way I can just like drag them from one
Right.
computer to the next. But I'll do all my because I do a lot of graphic design, so I'll do all the graphic design on the bigger screen so I can see what it looks like because my eyes are terrible.
Sure. Yeah. No. That I just have maybe a little bit more tenure is the word I'm going to use. I've tried different setups, so I think I'm on my final decision in terms of my setup. I'm going top and bottom. They call it stacked, like one screen on top and one screen on
Yeah.
bottom. Because when I was working, I had one that was vertical for like all my Excel stuff or anything like that, and then one that was normal, which I thought was awesome. And then my setup at home in San Diego, I had a TV on top of it, so I was like, it might have been a little too much stimulation, but at the time when I was setting it up, I'm like, oh, I could watch golf up here, and I can have this over here and have this over there.
Yeah.
So anyway, you'll get there. I think you'll find your path with the double monitors.
Yeah.
If you guys saw that,
I'm having a problem right now.
Oh, what'd you
My earbuds
do?
just went out for some reason.
Oh, well, you're totally.
This is not working. Hold,
I can
please.
hear you just fine. Well, my stupid sensitivity thing. I can't use my left hand.
Okay, now I can't hear you.
Awkward.
Let's try this. Oh, it's taking me to other pages. Problems.
You're fine though, unless you're hearing me reverb, but I don't
Let
hear
me
it.
just pull it closer. See if I can hear you now. Say something.
Something.
No.
Check, 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 check.
It's so weird.
Check, check, check.
What is your output volume
Check,
at?
check. My output volume?
This does not affect volume that gets recorded. Because I'm going to have to do it over my speaker right now.
Why is
these
it
are
not working? Check, 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 check. Seems to be working
Nothing
on
ever
my
goes
end.
right.
Mm,
Ever.
mm, mm.
And that's bright too. Ew.
Still can't hear me?
Hold on.
We might need to get some headphones plugged in. That's why people plug them in. Investment number 50. I'm just going to take a nap. I could say so many things because you can't hear me.
I can like barely hear you. I hear like sound coming out, but I don't know what you're saying.
Do you turn the volume up on your AirPods?
Something about my AirPods. That's all I heard.
Did you turn the volume up on your AirPods?
They're all the way up, I thought.
I don't know. My input's
don't
fine.
know how I heard that one.
I don't know. The mic is right next to my mouth now, but
maybe
it was pretty close before.
Okay. I need to know which one of these is the working one.
All right, you got a minute and a half to figure it out.
You have a minute and a half to edit out?
To figure it out.
Oh. Jesus. I wonder if you'll just talk really loud and then...
What the hell was that?
We might have to try that.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Good.
I have to focus on what you're saying, though.
What?
I have to focus on what you're saying.
On what I'm saying? What do you mean?
Like, I could barely hear you. Okay, now I'm good.
I'm gonna...
Just sheer disaster.
I'm gonna...
All the time.
And I think we lost her. Can you hear me, Shelby?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. Guys, it's tough to put on a podcast sometimes.
It is. It really is.
We're just gonna have to make investment number 35 a set of headphones for both of us because mine cut out last week, hers cut out today, so it might just be the heat. I don't know. Well,
maybe
you guys have waited. You guys have waited long enough. Let's get on to our guest of this week, Shelby. Who did you pick for this week?
I got us Karen Kim.
Karen Kim, thanks for joining us. I appreciate you putting us into your busy schedule. I saw you're moving, right? Where are you right now?
Oh, I'm in Dallas, Texas. I'm still moving inside Dallas, so not too far.
Okay. Yeah, you're not too far from me at all. It's like a 2-3 hour drive. We probably could have just had you sit on the couch right over here.
Oh.
Would have been a lot easier. Well, we just lost Shelby's feed somehow. Oh, she just texted. We've had a bit of a day. I don't know what's going on. Her headphones cut out, and maybe it was just her Wi-Fi the entire time, but she just texted me saying that her Wi-Fi is out. So we're going to have to go without her, unfortunately. Maybe she can, I don't know. We'll figure it out. Anyways, part of putting on a podcast. Well, anyways, Karen, thanks for joining us. So for our audience out there, give us a little bit of an idea of what you're currently playing in. You've been with Backswing for a short amount of time, but I know your claim to fame a little bit, so to speak, is the US Open last year, but why don't you give us an idea of what you're currently playing in?
So, yes, I played the US Open last year in 2022. That was the biggest event I've ever played, my first major. Right now, I have full status on the Epson Tour. It's basically the Ladies Corn Ferry, and I have a medical excuse this year, so that's why I haven't been playing all of it. But I still have status for next year, so that's where I'm at.
Got it. So how much are you spending right now, like recovery wise? Like, are you going full like ice bath style? Like, it looked like you have your full team on you. Like in a couple of videos I saw. Like, how much are you spending on recovery right now? I would imagine it's a lot.
Yeah, I mean, it's basically like half of my time. And yeah, it's a lot. But like I'm with DTX. They're located in Dallas as well. And they're absolutely amazing. Dr. Brian Mann, he's looking after me. Like he's always been amazing. Like the people there, they've always been like welcoming and polite. I've gotten a lot better going there. And it's the lower back and the left knee that's been bothering me mostly. But I'm recovering, so I feel good.
Is that from golf? Is that golf related, or is it like other stuff?
So I think it's mostly golf related because we're only using like one side of the swing a lot repeatedly. But they told me to do like the opposite to even out like the body. So yeah,
Did,
mostly
did
golf.
you get a did you get a did you get a set of left-handed clubs now just to even it out?
Um, that is a good question. I didn't get a set, but I did get one specifically for me, customized by Callaway. So
You
I
said
am working on
what
that.
club is it?
It's just a 7 iron, but I'm using Paradigm right now, and
Mhm.
it's basically a left-handed Paradigm. So yeah.
How's your lefty swing compared to your righty? Because your righty is pretty good.
Oh my gosh. So I should upload a video on Instagram. It's actually pretty good. Like I was surprised. It goes like just 20 yards shorter than my actual distance because I hit my seven like 160 yards, and I think it goes like 140-ish, a little less than 140. Yeah.
Okay, so you're making decent contact with it already. Like
Yeah.
that's pretty
Uh-huh.
good. I always
I was
I always
surprised too.
wonder. Go ahead.
I was surprised too. That's all I said. Yeah.
Yeah. I always wonder because I feel like since you and I obviously played golf righty and we kind of know what to do lefty, right? It's kind of just the opposite motion. Would it,
Hmm.
if we're ever to teach kids one day, would it be smart to teach them righty and then lefty or teach them both? I don't know. And see which one you're better at. Might be, someone should experiment on that and let us know.
Yeah, that's a really good question. I mean, for the body, I think that would be smart.
Yeah.
Um, like to even master that, that's very I don't know, it's a lot, but that would
We
be
had
cool.
we had a we had a guy at my club in San Diego that could break par both lefty and righty, and it would always
Oh my
be like
goodness.
it'd always be interesting to see what he was gonna do. Like we had a
Yeah.
regular game Wednesdays and Fridays, and we never knew if he was gonna play lefty or righty. So I think he always putted righty, but there would be a time like he'd mix and match his bag. So like his woods would be righty, then his irons would be lefty. I don't know
Wow.
how you can keep it straight. It's hard enough for me just to play right-handed. Um, but I want to go into the U.S. Open a little bit. I did see your video. Was it Pine Needles, the course that it was at? Am I thinking that
Yeah, it
right?
was in Pine Needles at North Carolina.
Yeah. And I do want to go into like your qualifying. Where did you qualify for the Open?
So I played at the clubs of Houston Oaks. It was in Houston, obviously.
Okay. Do you remember what you shot to get in?
I think I shot three under, but we had to do a playoff because there was like four girls that shot three under, but there was only four spots, and there was only one girl that there was another girl that shot like four under. Yeah,
Okay.
so
So,
four
so
girls
I
that
was.
shot three under. Hmm.
It seems like you have a good track record in USGA events, right? Didn't I see that you played in a USAM when you were younger?
Oh yeah, that was probably like in 2012, maybe. Like
Okay.
like really back then. Like 10 years ago.
10 years ago. So I was gonna ask, like, if you only shot three under, so it probably never came across your mind that you might be getting into the U.S. Open, unless you really knew exactly where you were. But during the playoff, you obviously know you have a shot. So,
That's right, yeah.
right, because I've always, I played in my fair share of Monday qualifiers and US Open qualifiers, and you want to keep the pedal down as much as you can, but you
Hmm.
also want to stay like in the moment. Like you don't really know what number's going to get in. I mean, I've shot really good numbers and you're not even close. And I've done the opposite where I felt like I played terribly and I was only like a couple shots out of it. So, did that ever cross your mind? When you were playing the round, or were you pretty much like, give me how you were feeling during the qualifying and then the playoff?
So I mean, I did have like a double bogey, or was it a triple? Jeez, I don't even remember. On the same hole because you know how in the qualifier it's like 36 holes in one day.
Yep.
So I got like I think it was a double, like on the same par three. It was like ridiculous. So that's when I felt like a little bit of pressure and I was scared for a second. But it was like a very good day. Like I felt confident throughout the whole day, and like I felt like I was doing a really good job. So like even though I just shot three under, I still felt like I was in the top circle.
Okay.
Yeah, and like when I was in the playoff, um, we didn't play until we played like 8 p.m. that day because it was so late. But like we had to like continue the next morning because it was so dark. And I birdied like the first hole that we started on, and I was the first person to qualify. So I don't know, it was just a good time. I was just having a great time, so it was really fun.
That's awesome. Like I said, I watched that little chip in you had, and I noticed that you and I have the same glasses. I actually have them right here. So
Oh my
I
gosh.
was gonna throw them on. I honestly never use these for golf though. These are like my skiing glasses. Um,
Uh-huh.
but I also have terrible eyesight, and these aren't prescription. So I don't know. Did you? It was like, oh, I have those glasses. That's super funny. Um, but do you normally play with those on? Like these things are hefty. Like these things are huge.
Yeah, I mean, I like them because they're huge. Like they cover like almost half of your face, and
Feels like you're wearing a full mask.
yeah, and
Right?
like I yeah, I was told that you want to stay away from the sun as much as possible, especially when you're like working outside. I mean, working,
Right.
golfing, playing outside. But I think they're great. They're so big and they're probably good for your skin too, so I love them.
I think I had a pair of the like the M frames, like the more bicycle looking frames, when I was
Hmm.
in college. I think my mom got them in like Hong Kong or something. They're like knockoffs,
Oh
and
yeah.
they
Oh.
and I remember I took them off one day and they broke like straight in half. I was like, well, I guess those are done. um, but let's talk about, we have a little bit in common that we both played at Morongo at Tuckwet, right? You had told me
Yes.
over text that that was kind of where you grew up playing, and that was my home
Hmm.
course at University of Redlands. I
Oh wow.
I have mixed feelings about it. I don't think I'm like the biggest fan of the course. I mean, it's layout wise, it's 30 for our listeners out there. It's 36 holes in Beaumont, which is like right between LA and Palm Springs, is the best way I can describe it. And it was taken over by Morongo probably when I was in my sophomore year, so like 2013, somewhere like that.
Hmm.
Um, and we were all excited, thinking they were going to put all this effort in the course now that they had a new partner. And I just never thought it was in great condition. I've heard it's gotten better from my old coach there, but
Hmm.
it's like just was. I feel like we always played poorly there because the conditions were just never good. Like, how did you? You're probably a great wind player, though, I would imagine, because it's always blowing like 30, 40 miles an hour.
Wind flare. I mean, like I agree with you about mixed feelings because I mean, I grew up playing there on like the SCPGA, the Tour de Tour Cups. My junior events when I was like
Mhm.
younger, like I don't know, 8, 9, 10, 12. It's definitely challenging and really hard, but I don't know why, but every time I go there, I just haven't shot my best score. Like
Yeah.
like I don't remember like shooting in the 60s there. It's like really hard. But like
Yeah.
I just love, yeah, it brings back memories for sure.
What's your favorite? Is it Champions or Legends?
So I've always had tournaments on the Champions course.
Yeah, they always
I've
do it
only
on that
played the
side.
Legends. Yeah, I've only played the Legends once or twice. But I have a family friend who lives on the course, so I always visit him when I have a tournament there and I have a place to stay. So
Nice.
that's a plus.
Yeah, we would always play Champions because the nine
Hmm.
would always come back into the clubhouse. Like Legends takes you way the hell out there.
Yeah,
Like really, and we would always walk too. So it's like if we're gonna walk, we didn't want to walk Legends because it does basically like the ninth and 10th hole or the farthest point away from the clubhouse. If we just want to play click nine or something, and it
hmm,
was usually that case. Or we would play Redlands Country Club or Oak Valley, which I'm sure Oak Valley you probably played quite a bit also because they have a ton
I
of
did too. Yeah.
Toyota Tour Cup stuff there. I actually love that course,
Yes. Hmm.
but we never would go. Maybe a little bit more my senior year, but we would never really go over there the earlier years. We were pretty heavily at Redlands Country Club, I would say, which is like, have you ever played there? I'd imagine probably not. Um,
No, I haven't.
no, it's a little like 1920s style build, like short, small
Oh.
greens, like really pure though. It's a private course, and it's where like Dave Stockton grew up playing, and that whole Stockton family. So it's a really nice setup, and they took good care of us. Um, Actually, the coach now of Redlands was the assistant in the pro shop when I was going there. Funny how things have changed since I went there. But yeah, super good area to at least learn how to play in the wind. I think that helped us. Like, I have so many stories from just that course. Let me think. I'll pick one because I'm sure I've told the other ones. There was one I qualified for the SoCal Open there. I think I was like 22 or
Oh.
something. That was pretty funny actually. I won in a playoff for an alternate spot. I remember going on hole 10, which is like that short par four, right, with the bunker that you
Hmm.
kind of have to fly over off the tee on Champions. And I don't know if it's always weird being in a playoff for an alternate spot. Like you want to play well, but you're kind of also kind of, you know, I wouldn't say checked out. You're just not as in the mode as you would be if it was like a normal playoff for a spot, right? So I get into it maybe because I was really relaxed. I
Hmm.
hit the fairway, hit the green to like 20 feet, and the pin was like way right. And then I drained this 20 footer to get into the playoff, and I had like crazy fist pump reaction, which normally
That's
only comes out
awesome.
when I'm like in a playoff mode, which is kind of funny. But anyway, that gets me into that gets me into the tournament. Well, it got me into an alternate spot, and then the night before, I get a call from SoCal Open that you're in the event. I'm like, okay.
Oh.
Like cool. I was in San Diego, so it was a quick drive. It wasn't that big a deal, but they didn't send me like any of the package stuff, like any of the information about the tournament. They just basically told me like my tee time.
What?
So it was, yeah, it was very last minute. So
That's weird.
yeah, so I get into the tournament and it's like middle of summer. It's probably 110 out, and I'm wearing shorts. I'm like, because it's hot. I mean,
Hmm.
I didn't figure it would be that big a deal, especially because it's tuck wet. Like I would just go out there and practice. Like I don't know, it just felt very casual to me. So I warm up, I tee off, I play the front nine, and then as I'm walking from like 9 to 10, which is a pretty long walk around the clubhouse, one of the officials stops me and is like, "If you don't put pants on, you're going to be disqualified." Like,
Really?
I've been out here for like 3 hours and nobody said anything to me.
Yeah. What the
Luckily, I
heck?
had luckily I had a pair of dress pants in my car, in my trunk, because all my clothes were like in the
Yeah.
hotel, right?
Yeah.
So, or I was gonna have to buy pants in the in the pro shop, which I didn't want to do. So, put on the dress pants, which just I looked so ridiculous. It was they were like pleated too. It looked like 1990s Tiger era.
And it was
So after that,
110 degrees outside.
in a, yeah, and 110 degrees. So
Oh,
after that, I can pretty much wear pants in any weather. It doesn't bother me literally at all anymore. But yeah, I don't know. It's a fun track. I think they do a good job with Henry Liao. Do you know Henry? Do you remember him?
I do know him. He's the
Yeah,
manager, the
yeah. So
GM
he
at
was he
Tucklet.
was always good to us, and he was a heck of a player. I think he went to USC, if I'm not
Mm,
mistaken. No, Arizona. I always get that mixed up. Um, but anyway, let's get into some shotgun spinner questions. So,
okay.
for our listeners out there who haven't seen this or not watching the video right now, we have a little Wheel of Fortune type spinner that has, I think it's 13 different tropics on it, and it'll just kind of point us in the right direction. So let's give it a spin and see what it lands on. Okay. Well, this is kind of fitting.
What does
So
it
it landed on
say?
recovery.
Recovery. Okay.
Recovery. So, like
Recovery.
for example, over COVID for me was just a year of recovery items. Like I have literally right here a massage gun. Like there's always
Ugh.
something nearby for me to help me with recovery. Like I know you said you've been going and taking care of your body as much as you can, but is there something that you do pretty regularly, or maybe something you've added recently that has really helped?
So for recovery, I think it's very important for you to get enough sleep. That's what I've learned this year. Enough sleep is very important. And also, I've been trying ice baths with which has been very big help, especially in this heat in Texas, right?
Mm.
Oh, it's so hot nowadays. So ice baths were very nice. It relaxes you. Like at first when I did it, it scared me because I was like hyperventilating. So
Yeah.
it was kind of tough for me to get over it. But they're good for you. And also, I do stretching in the morning every day, like at least 30 minutes. So that is like a must, I think, for me. Like I recommend doing it to everyone, at least like 15, 20 minutes. It's not like that hard. You just bend over or like stretch on, each side of your body, do twists and turns, do neck stretches, because for me, like all my stress goes into my like back neck.
Mhm.
Um, so that's what I do.
I remember my first ice bath was in high school. Um,
hmm
I ran cross country in high school, and I
Okay.
think it's track and field a little bit too, but it's like they were very forward with like ice baths, and we only had we only had one ice bath at our high school, so we all had to like share it, which was kind of random.
Oh,
So there'd always be like one guy that would go like all the way to their head or like down.
yeah.
And then there'd be a bunch of us with just like our legs in, which I don't know.
It's hard.
They kind of suck. I'm not a huge fan of them.
hmm
Um, I did see something on Instagram recently where it might not be the same. It's something to do with like taking cold showers, but apparently it gets your body like 4 times the amount of dopamine. This is kind of random, but as cocaine, but it spreads itself out through 4 hours. So it
hmm
can be like a healthy substitute for caffeine, if for
hmm
people that are trying to get themselves off caffeine. So random tidbit. But what I found after that is if you put your face in a bowl of ice water, it has the same effect because
Oh,
like
wow.
apparently 95% of your temperature regulation is in your face. So
Mm.
it's also a great hangover remedy. So
I'll keep that in mind.
anyone wants to try that out, it's a great hangover remedy. It sucks for sure, but you can just get like a salad bowl. The video says to put water in it, then put it in the freezer overnight, but I don't know how that works. I literally just put ice in it and then just dunk my
Yeah.
face in it, which I haven't done in a while, but it is definitely hot here, so I might have to give that a shot. But how do you do your ice baths? Do you have like at your facility? Do they have it, or do you have your own setup? Like, there's so many ways. I mean,
Um,
I have a bathtub here, but I don't know if I'm going to fill it up
yeah.
with ice.
Well, when I first did it, I did do it like that, like fill up with water, and then like those bags of ice that they sell at Kroger's or Walmart or whatever, and then I
Right.
just dumped like 3 bags into it. It's a lot. And also like DTX that I explained earlier, they have like an ice bath too, but they don't have ice in it, but it's just temperatured. It feels really good. They had like a 50% off sale this month too. So maybe
Okay.
people could try that out. And like, oh, I forgot to add in like I go see them for like chiropractor and stuff because I think it's important for your bones to be like, in place instead of like kind of
Right.
misplaced. Yeah, because that
Like
does make
mine
a
are.
big difference.
Yeah. I've been.
Yeah.
I need to go to a chiropractor super bad. Like, I
Hmm.
moving here last October. It's been hard for me to find a chiropractor that's not like stupid expensive, but still knows
Yeah.
what they're doing.
Hmm.
I think I called one that's down the street for me for like a preliminary, however you want to call it, session. And like, oh, the first session
Hmm.
will be $250, and then I'm like, hold on, I'm not.
Yeah.
I've gone to a chiropractor since I was 16 years old. Like, I'm not. Like, you don't need to give me the whole, the whole show. Just
Hmm.
give me somebody that can crack my neck the right way. um,
Yes.
I think it makes a world of difference. I don't know
Hmm.
why, maybe because I had so much time on my hands, but COVID, I was going like 2 or 3 times a week. And it's crazy how
Yeah.
quickly your mobility can change. My dad is he doesn't like the sound of getting things cracked. So it like makes him a little paranoid, but my aunt and I, like, we're super into, a lot of my friends are super into it. I think it's for golfers. There's so many benefits to it. And when I was in San Diego recently, I had them do it's like I don't know if it's a rope or what you call it, but they put it around your neck and like cross it around your neck and then pull up. Um, it's kind of sketchy. It feels like they're about to pop your head off your neck, but they basically wrap this thing around. It's like a Y strap or something, and they pull,
Oh
and
wow.
you can feel your spine like go like this, like elongate.
Hmm.
Um, so
I like that.
it like, I have shoulder and neck issues, so I was like wondering if it was going to be too much. It was definitely a little bit. It definitely shocked my system.
Oh.
But I would definitely recommend it to anyone that has chronic um, neck, back, immobility issues for sure.
Hmm.
Um, all right, let's go into the next topic.
Did anyone tell you look like Ricky Fowler, kind of?
Well, only every day.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
I used to work for Cobra Puma, so yeah, definitely got that every day. It's why I don't wear orange. So, and the funny thing is the look he has right now, and if anyone goes on my Instagram, they'll see it. It looks exactly like how I look when I'm on the golf course. I have the same Oakley sunglasses. Like, he stole my look.
Oh.
Um,
Ah.
and I was definitely, maybe this is insider baseball, but I was definitely used for a couple of photo shoots here and there as a Ricky double when I was there. I definitely, if I get a little tanner, I'm kind of white right now, but if I get a little tanner,
Yeah.
I definitely, if I grow the facial hair out, yeah. But I
Like a little
think,
mustache.
yeah, I had I had a mustache here when I first got to Texas, so I could fit in, but I got rid of it as soon as I could.
Good job.
It's not a good look for me. I don't think. I don't think I can pull it off. But yes, you're only the millionth person to say I look like Ricky Fowler. I don't think it helps that I have the Puma shirt on. Like, probably not. And there's like an orange head cover right behind me.
Oh, those are golf clubs. What do you play? Cobra, obviously.
Right. Yeah.
Maybe?
Right now
No?
that I'm not with anybody, I do have a lot of Cobra just because I was there for so long, and they do make a good quality product. But my bag has 95% Cobra, I think. But I am a fan of Callaway. I worked for Callaway too when I was younger for like
Oh,
4 years. So when I left, the Epic Speed came out. So that was what, 2013 or 12? Something like that. Um,
yeah.
so I won't give you that much
2013.
shit for using Callaway. Like, it's okay. You're totally
No, the
fine.
paradigm's
Use
great.
whatever you want. The Paradigm, unfortunately, looks like a Cobra Club from last year, but that might just be a hot take from me. So,
Yeah.
um, how long have you been using Callaway?
Um, so, geez, that's a good question. I have to think about it. I think it's been 2 years now, maybe 2, 3 years. Gosh, yeah, 2, 3 years. Um,
Okay.
I love their clubs. Like after I got the Paradigm, I'm just like, I don't think I'll ever change my irons again. I think I'll just stick to Paradigm. Yeah. Like I wasn't like the very like longest hitters on tour. But I do, oh, sorry, excuse me. I do believe that I am one of the straightest players. So those irons do help me a lot, like hitting it further.
Yeah.
The
So,
driver,
um,
I don't think I gain a lot of distance, but yeah, go ahead.
so I'm curious. You guys have such a different setup than I would say a typical like guy's bag would be. What do you do? Driver, three wood? Like, what's your what's your setup in your bag right now?
So I have driver, 3 wood, hybrid, and then I have five to pitching wedge, and then I have an A wedge, and then I have three wedges, 50, 56, 60, and then a putter. Yeah,
Okay. So
how
are
to
you
think
one of
about
those
that.
players that are you one of those players that like really needs to know all the technical stuff behind their clubs, like every little tidbit, or are you more like just give me the club and if it works, then I'll play it?
Oh, I'm not that technical. I'm just like I'm a field player, so just give me the club and I'll hit it. Yeah,
Okay.
no problem.
I I wish I could be that way. I think when I was because I've done so many fittings, I think I know too much now. I want to go back to where somebody would just hand me a club and then I would just hit it and see if it goes in that window. There is definitely a club in my bag that's like that right now. The
Hmm.
It's not a Cobra though, which is probably gonna not look very good for all my Cobra friends. I have a Titleist TSR3 that I've been messing around
Hmm.
with. I don't really play a whole lot of golf anymore, but it was one of those that I just grabbed and hit five balls and it went dead straight every single one. So I put it in the bag. Um, and it looks really clean. I think it was more so just like having the ability to try something non Cobra for the first time
Hmm.
in 5 years. But like I said, my bag is pretty heavily like I don't even know if you can see, but my whole bag is pumaed out and it's a little
Yeah.
bougie, but I was fortunate enough to be there for the time I was there. So let's go into actually before I go into this, or just remind me, I wanted to talk about so you lived in Korea for a period of time. I'm curious
Hmm.
how their ideas are in terms of like learning how to play golf and like becoming professional, because I feel like it's a totally different mindset as it is here. Like, could you talk about a little bit of, you turned pro, you said you were 18 when you turned pro?
Yeah, 18.
18?
Yeah.
So what was that process like? Did you always know that you're going to turn pro? Like,
Oh yeah.
I feel like it's a little simpler here where, you know, give me a little bit of idea of your upbringing and how different it is from Korea to how it is here.
So I started golf when I was 5 in California. My dad introduced me. Um, when I was in Korea, I was 12 years old, and um, that's like what, middle school, like junior high, right? And like we had golf teams that let us like go practice instead of like attending the school, and that became an issue. So I don't think nowadays like there's golf teams. I think you have to go to school nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
So that's like, let's just say like Korea has been more like understanding or forgiving about education than, like they took sports as like a career, like took it more seriously. Does that make sense?
Yeah, definitely.
So you can go play golf if that's your career, if you're in the golf team.
Mm-hmm.
And in America, you have to go to school. So that's
Right.
one of the big differences that I would say. Um, Me personally, I think that I can't say that Korea is more competitive. I want to say like America is more relaxed and open-minded, as in like just the culture. I mean, it is what it is. That's why I wanted to move back to the States, and I did move back to the States in 2020 to continue my professional career on tour in the US. I just thought it felt more like home and where I wanted to be. I mean, they're both very competitive. It's just Korea, like, you still ride karts in like the Epson tour in Korea. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So there's some differences like that. And also,
Can
yeah, sorry, go ahead.
can you speak to like in the last couple of years why we've seen such an influx of Korean golfers on the LPGA and the Epson? Is it because they're given more of an opportunity to like, okay, this is what you're going to do? And it seems like it's, I don't know if strict is the right word, but maybe more focused in a certain direction, or what? Can you speak to that at all?
So I think it definitely has to do with, like the more opportunity of playing golf at a younger age than going to school. But also, uh, it has to do with something with being more strict, I guess, because it's more like if you're gonna play golf, you're all about golf. But in like the States, you have to go to school and golf is important, but education is very important too, if that makes sense.
Right. So I
Yeah.
played, or I didn't play. I caddied for the U.S. or sorry, the China national golf team when I was in college. This is a super random
Hmm.
story, but our coach got four of us from my college team to go caddy for four women from the Chinese national team that were playing at Industry Hills. You ever played there?
Hmm.
Out in
Yeah.
what's it called?
They had the US
Anyway,
Open qualifier there. Yeah.
yeah, it was U.S. Open
Yeah.
qualifying, which we weren't told. we were
Oh.
just we were literally all we were told was show up at this time. You're going to be caddying for this group. It's going to be a quick 18 holes. They'll pay you for it, and then you can come back to school. Well, we get there. It's a U.S. Open qualifier. It's 36 holes.
Oh.
So it's going to be a whole day. We probably should have looked it up, but it was like, I don't know. Didn't really matter at that point. So we get there. I think it was 4 or 5. Um, and this could be totally different from the Korean teams, but basically we show up to the range and they all have the exact same swing. Like they're all perfect. Like, not to give you any shit, your swing is really positionally perfect, but they were like all super
Thank you.
dialed in. Like I couldn't honestly tell the difference between them. And this is actually pretty funny. So at the time I was taking Chinese in college. Like
Mhm.
my mom's from Hong Kong originally, so I can get the accent
Oh.
down, but I don't speak it very well, if at all. And I was taking in college, so I knew a little bit, but one of the dads of the group asked us, "Hey, does anyone speak Chinese?" And everyone starts pointing at me. I'm like, and like I get, all right, let's just lean into this one. So they put me with their top player because I spoke Chinese, which was awesome.
Mhm.
But I'm like, okay, this is a lot of pressure all of a sudden. So I should have kept in contact. I wish I did. But I go over to her and I'm starting to clean her clubs. And she has like a staff bag, but not a staff bag. Like it still has like a leg stand on it, but it's like the heaviest thing in the world. I'm like, okay, I got to
Mhm.
lift this around for 8 hours, 9 hours. So she can't speak a lick of English. And we go the first tee. And the whole time I'm just trying to remember numbers. Like, can I give her anything? Like, I was probably just going to carry the bag the whole time, but
Yeah.
is there anything I can do? Because I did know enough to, like, you know, get away with it. And I don't even know to this day if I even helped her at all. I don't know if she was playing in yards or meters. Like, I was giving her numbers in yards. Like, I eventually got it, like, after maybe 3 or 4 holes, I got it down to where I could say how far she was. But for the most part, I let her do her thing. But what was shocking to me, so this is like on the very first hole, she hits an okay drive, and I think she was probably like 150 yards in or something. So she's not very far, but there's a tree in her way, and she can't shape it. She doesn't want to go over the tree.
Mhm.
Like she's scared to. So she lays up to like the fairway to the left, and then chunks her chip. Like she makes a double on the first hole, which was like she's clearly a good enough player to just hit it onto the green, right? But there was a tree in the way. Like any of us, I would have just hit a pitching wedge over it, would have been fine. And that was she did that for the entire day. So I didn't, it's so different to me because I grew up shaping the ball quite a bit,
Mhm.
or at least trying to figure it out. Like I would never lay it up from 150 yards. And she hit the ball far enough. Like I would say she was hitting her drives maybe 260. Like she was hitting it, she had enough power. It wasn't about power, it's the fact that she could hit the tree. But what am I going to say? I don't speak the language. So, yeah, that was quite a day. I remember at the turn, we get our sandwiches. Like they gave us a box lunch. And then I think it was her dad, I'm not really sure, but opens up her bag and there's like a tub full of waters and puts like 10 waters in the bag. I'm like, okay, I'm just going to carry this for the rest of the day. And then I wolf down my sandwich and she hands me her like box lunch. So I figured she wants me to like hold on to it because she didn't really eat any of it. So I'm just holding on to this bag full of 10 water bottles, her lunch, and she had, I think, already had a 5 hour energy. She downs another 5 hour energy at the turn after 18 holes. So she's had 2 5 hour energies in this short period of time, which I would have been like shaking if I had that much
Oh
caffeine.
yeah, I was gonna say.
Um, yeah. So I think she played okay the second 18, but she doesn't get in. But I remember we're on like hole 15 or 16, and I'm still holding this box lunch for her. I think she's maybe had 5 waters, so I'm still carrying a good amount of water. And in perfect English, she goes, "Oh, I don't need that anymore." Talking about my box lunch. I
What
was
the
just like,
heck?
I'm just standing there like, are you? I wanted to like curse her out, but I wasn't going to. Um,
Yeah.
but I was like, are you? 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 I wanted to like curse her out, but I wasn't going to.
I
But anyway,
I would have been like, "You speak English?" And then like cussing in my head.
because I was literally like I've caddied a good amount in the past,
I
but I
can't. That's
literally just carry.
crazy.
I've never
Oh my
carried a
goodness.
bag for 8 hours without putting any input in. Like I don't even know if she was again, I don't know if I was giving her anything that would help. She was I think she was a little rattled by the start that she had and I don't know. It was just a weird situation in general. I don't even remember if we got paid for it. I think we did. But
You think you
I think
did?
if I actually, I'm pretty sure we did because I'm fairly certain our move back then. I don't know if you ever had this move, but we would go to Domino's and they had like the three pizza for $15 each deal.
Yeah.
Um, we would always do that. That was always our move in college. Each of us could finish a medium pizza and play video games. So anyway, that's my story for today. Um,
That
let's go on
reminds
to
me,
okay.
oh, that reminds me of like my shot, like, so the funny thing is, uh, I think I had one birdie on my second round at the US Women's Open. It was on like one of the last holes, like the 16th hole, the par three. Geez, I don't remember the yardage. I think it was like 180 yards. And then I hit a hybrid. It went over the green. And like I hit it so straight. Like I hit it so straight. It's just that the golf course was so like glass. Like it was super thin, super fast, super hard. So it wasn't something that I was used to playing because I'm good at like hitting it at its yardage and spinning it, but that was not the play that I should have been doing. But anyway, so like I don't know what went through my mind, but when I hit my lob shot, um, I was like I was nervous because everybody got quiet. There was like a ton of people there. Like I don't know if you saw it, but like there's this grandstand like right behind me, and I was very nervous, but I was like, okay, we've done this before. Let's just spin it and let it roll up since, it's been a very like hard day. Like the ground was like really hard.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay. And I was thinking about my coach. His name is Mark Govier. He's from Wales, and he's been like, I've been working with him. I don't know, geez, I think it's been a year now. But anyways, yeah. Has it been a year? Has it been longer? It's probably been 2 years, man. I'm sorry. Sorry, Mark. Yeah, so I did this flop shot. It went super smooth, and I was like, go, go. No, I think I said sit. See, I can't even remember. I'm sorry. But it was like really butter, and then I don't know, like you were talking about like trick shots about that other girl, and then I was just thinking, oh, that felt like a trick shot, although it was just a lob shot. But yeah, I went in, so the crowd went lower, and that was fun.
Yeah. Yeah. And then
Yeah.
they mistaken you for like another Karen Kim that went to Princeton or something.
Yes. Yeah. So I guess there's another girl named Karen Kim in Dallas, Texas, and I've been wanting to like say something about it, but like I don't think anybody like really knows.
Yeah.
I don't know who she is, but people have gone mistaken with her and me. I've never
Well,
met her, I've never heard of her, but yeah, I guess she's
you have
from
the same
Princeton.
problem that I do. Like Karen Kim's probably the hardest name to Google. There's
Oh,
so many
yeah.
out there. I mean, Nick Johnson is like the hardest thing for anyone to find. I'm always like, good luck. Good luck if you can find it. Um, but that I watched that video a few times today. It was pretty funny. And then I think I saw your like little blurb is like, that's not me. What is
Yeah.
your her name was like Yu Hong Kim. What's your full Korean name?
Okay, so my full Korean name is Karen. Karen's my first name. People are like, do you have a real name, like, Korean name? But my dad gave me my Korean name as my middle name. It's Heejin, Heejin, and
Okay.
then Kim. So that's my full name.
Okay. Cool. I'm trying to think if I have a Chinese name or not. I have yeah, John Kei, I think is my Chinese name.
Does it have a meaning to it?
I'm sure it
Usually
does.
they do, right? Yeah. So
Yeah.
mine, I think it was Happy Treasure. Yeah.
Happy Treasure.
I think that's
Okay.
what it meant.
Um, I'll have to ask my mom. I don't remember what meaning it is. I think the story they always say, like, I always hear that I was named after Santa Claus because Saint Nick. That's what
Okay.
my parents tell me. My Asian name, though, I have no idea. I had a different one in Chinese class. Zhongli Ji was my one in Chinese class, and that was more like Mandarin based, where my other one is Cantonese based. I don't know. That's my extent of knowledge in Chinese, by the way.
Oh, I was gonna say,
That's
did you get better?
no, that's about it. It comes and goes. Like I think um, with anything, it just comes from using it. Like my Spanish is probably a little bit better than it used to be because it's my position at Cobra. I could use it quite a bit. A lot of our workers spoke Spanish, so it would kind of
Oh, okay.
I would hear it a lot, and then I would spend some time in Mexico, and I could use it. Um,
Mm.
although I don't know if that counts. I would just say like "Mas tequila, por favor." Like, that's pretty
Even
much
I
my
understood
extent of
that.
Spanish. Yeah. Um, Mexico is actually one of my favorite places to go visit. This is actually
Oh,
a good
wow.
segue because it seems like on your Instagram you're a foodie, like you're super into different kinds of food, and so let's talk about that. So there's a place in Mexico that is called Fauna, Fauna. So it's in Ensenada, which is like an hour south of the border. It's kind of in their wine country, which is not really that important. But um, this place has a 6 course meal that is like $120. Like it's in terms of a 6 course meal, that's pretty cheap, right? So I've gone to it 3 or 4 times now, I think, something like that. But this most recent trip, we went, my sister, my brother-in-law, my aunt, and then my sister's friend from London, who's a caterer, who's like a chef. So we wanted to take him there to get his take on it. So we don't tell him though anything about it. We just went.
Okay,
So
yeah.
we have our first course, and it was like a head of lettuce that was super good, or not a head. I
Mm.
don't even know how you would call it. A head of lettuce is like a big circle, right? This is like a flat piece of lettuce. So it's super good, and then it came with like tortillas that were stuffed with like sweet potato, super good,
Mm. Tapas.
and yeah, like tapas. It was
I
amazing.
love tapas.
So
Oh, they're so good.
and their drinks are like so good. I think I had like some sort of mezcal concoction. Um, but we get through the first course, and the guy we brought, Mark is his name. He goes, "Oh, that was so good. What are we gonna like? Are we going to the next place?" I'm like, "Dude, we have 3 more hours here." Like he was like, "Holy shit, no way!" Um, and it's one of they do have it like a la carte too. You don't have to buy the whole 6 course thing if you don't want to, but that's kind of the whole reason to go.
Hmm.
Like it's a whole ordeal, which we probably should have told him that we were going to be there for like a good amount of time. He was so excited about that was his first time in Mexico, so he was so excited to go to different places and unfortunately, this is really I don't know about your thoughts on this tactic, but a lot of restaurants will take chairs that are uncomfortable so that they can get more turnaround, more customer turnaround. I don't know if you know that was a thing, but you're looking at me like you have no idea what I'm talking about.
Wait, what? They
So
switch out chairs?
no, so they put in chairs that are seemingly uncomfortable so that they can get more customer touring.
Oh,
So
oh, I didn't know that.
yeah,
Mm.
it's something I learned somewhere. But for a place like this, though, when you have 6 course meals, it doesn't make sense to have uncomfortable chairs because you're there for a long period
Yeah,
of time. But
right.
say like a sushi place, right, where the most revenue they make is by head count, right? So they get the
Uh-huh.
more people in and out, or like a place that has a
Yeah.
conveyor belt, right? You're
Mm-hmm.
trying to get people in and out as fast as you can. So you try to make it a good experience, but you also like don't want to give them the best seating possible so that you want to stand up,
Mm.
right? I probably found that out at Bar Rescue. Actually, did you ever watch that show,
Yeah.
Bar Rescue?
No, I
I was watching it
haven't.
like every other night
Yeah.
when I was running like a golf course here. Um, but anyway,
Have
so
you tried the tapas? Oh, I'm sorry. I interrupted
no, go
you.
ahead. Go ahead. No, I that was basically the story.
Oh, it was fun. Cool. Have you tried like omakase? So it's like that's the tapas for sushi places, Japanese restaurants.
Okay. No,
Omakase is what they call it.
is it all like sashimi or what is it?
Yeah. So they're basically like tapas, like in small plates, and they have like little like one servings, two servings. Um, it's sushi, sashimi. Sometimes it's like some special, like weird looking thing, but it's supposed to taste really good. Yeah, I like those. I
No.
was just saying you should try that if you like sushi.
Yeah. No, I love sushi, but not here. Like, I
Not
don't know
here.
what it is. I don't know what it is about Austin. I don't like any of the food here. I can't
Oh my
I can't
gosh.
eat I can't eat the Tex-Mex because it makes me think of Mexico, and that place in Mexico has ruined me because it's so good. Everywhere else I
Yeah.
eat,
Oh,
I mean, San Diego I can pass, but um,
fauna.
fauna super. Honestly, every place in it's called Valle de Guadalupe, so anywhere in there, there's not that many restaurants, but all of them are really really good. Um,
Mm.
but my favorite in terms of like Asian food right now is there's this hot pot place in San Diego. It's literally called Mongolian hot pot. Like it's not
Mm.
something about Asian restaurants and having like the most basic names possible. Um, but it's super good. It's $25, like all you can eat, um,
That's
and it's
typical.
just fun. Like it's kind of like tapas a little bit, but you're all
Yeah.
like cooking your own food at the same. What's
Yeah.
funny is like my mom likes doing that at her house. Like we'll just set it up in our dining room and set
Hmm.
up a couple pots and do it ourselves. But last time I was there, they found this place and it's actually really good meat quality and it's not like overly crowded, which is you think would be a bad thing because it doesn't mean it's like busy or not. But they're always busy. It's just like way more casual, right? You can kind of just go in jeans and there's a couple places nearby that are super bougie too. That like everything's on like a
Hmm.
tablet or an iPad. So,
Yeah.
but what's like in Dallas? I was there a couple months ago. Um,
Oh.
what's like your favorite place? What's your go to food right now?
Oh my goodness. So I've been in Dallas since 2020. I've been here for like almost 3 years now. So, I mean, like if you're from, California or from Korea, then it's hard to beat like the food from where I'm from, because
Mm-hmm.
I personally think they have better food in Korea. I mean, yeah, and in California. Um, so I don't really have a favorite restaurant in Texas,
Okay.
but
Are you
for
more
my
of a cook your own
go-to,
meals kind
yeah.
of?
I know I like going out. I like going out. And it's not that I'm bad at cooking. I think I'm pretty decent at cooking.
Hmm.
Like my friends like my cooking, my family, they're like, "Oh, this is good." Yeah, so I don't think I'm bad at cooking.
if
I
that's
don't
how they
know.
say it,
Anyway,
if that's how they say it, then you might not be good at
no,
cooking. If
no.
that's all, if that's all they say, oh, this is good. Anyway,
Yeah, maybe. No.
no, I'm on the same page. That why'd you pick Dallas of all places?
Because so it was for my career since like Dallas, Texas is in the central and like we have tournaments all over the country. I thought it would be easier to travel. You know how like some people say tournaments or tour and I say tournaments? I don't know why I say tournaments, but my friends were like making fun of me saying that, like how I
Tournaments?
pronounced it. I don't know.
It
Yeah, I
sounded
say
it sounded the
tournaments.
same.
Oh
It
yeah?
sounds the same to me. Tournaments?
Tournaments, tournaments. I say tournaments. I don't know why, but
Oh, you just accentuate the tour part.
yeah.
Um, I don't know. It sounded fine to me. I
Okay.
maybe I'm not hearing it. Yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to think if I went to any good places in Dallas. It was like I was there for like 2 weeks. It was a very flat area. I was like in downtown next to the Mavericks like basketball stadium.
hmm
What is it called? American Airlines Center or something. Um, Virginia, but that's like ramen. So, and they have those everywhere. So I don't know if I count that. I was staying with a buddy, so maybe he just didn't take me anywhere good. I don't know why I can't think
Well,
of
let me
anywhere.
know when you come to Dallas, and then I could like bring my friends out, and we could like all go
Yeah,
somewhere.
yeah.
Do you like Korean food?
Maybe. Yeah, yeah. I used to
Yeah?
go to Korean
Okay.
barbecue places all the time.
Yeah, I think they're pretty good. I mean, oh, I don't know, in Texas. Hmm. I like
Yeah,
Korean barbecue. I'm a
Korean
sushi and
barbecue.
steak person. Like
Yeah,
I like
Korean
sushi and
barbecue is
steak.
really actually, I would say, undervalued because it's so easy to do. It's a lot of fun. I'm trying to think of the last time I. Usually, I would combine it with karaoke at some point.
What? Have you tried soju? Is it 'cause
Soju? I haven't had
yeah,
soju in a long time.
yeah.
I'm actually a no. I shouldn't sing karaoke. Um, let's go on to one more topic.
Okay.
Trying to, I'm trying to. Apparently, I don't have a whole lot of good stories from Dallas. Um, what is the trail that's right there that goes through Dallas all the way to SMU? And my memory is not good today.
I'm still new to
Um,
Texas. I'm sorry, I wish I could help you.
I was in San Diego
Oh.
for like a month, and I had so many people ask me like, "So why'd you move to Austin again?" Because I just wanted to be in 105 heat every day and not see the ocean
Yeah,
ever again.
yeah.
No, I am moving back to San Diego. So
You are?
I am, yeah, and probably in October or something. Maybe I don't know.
Oh,
Still working
okay.
out the details. Where do you play in Dallas? Do you have a golf course you play, or you?
I used to play at Prestonwood, Castle Hills. I'm thinking about trying to go get a membership at Merido. Do you know where that
I don't
is?
know any of those places.
Okay, they're all private.
I shouldn't have
Yeah.
asked. I shouldn't have asked because I only know Dallas National. This is the only one I could think
Oh,
of.
yeah. So I've played there once. Have you played there?
No, I have a friend that uh, works in like the performance center there.
Oh, that's cool.
I think Corey Gladstone.
I might
Anyway,
I might work there like in the winter time a little bit as a part-time
yeah,
job.
I think
Yeah,
that's
to
where
make some
Bryson
extra
plays out of,
cash.
and a couple
Yeah,
different people play out of
Jordan's
there.
beef. Yeah.
Jordan Spieth. Yeah,
Shuffler.
yeah. I'm not sure
Yeah.
why. I don't know. Dallas was fun to a degree, but the longer I was there, the more I wanted to get out of there. But
No.
I could say the same thing. I could say the same thing about Austin. So I think I'm just the irony of me being a San Diego boy and having a surfboard right behind me. Yeah, I think I'm just too San Diego. Let's do one more topic and I'll let you go. I appreciate the time. So I landed on travel. So travel could be it's kind of similar to recovery in a certain sense, but like, one, why don't you give us an idea of how many weeks of the year you're currently traveling? And then, like, what do you have your routine to, like, you set up for your event? Like, I'm always curious too how people get their stuff together for tournaments. Like, I had my process. Like, if I need to go pack a bag right now, I know exactly
Hmm.
what I need to pack. But I'm sure, you know, event to event, there's a lot of things you need to do. Is there anything you have that's like, I have to have this with me every time I
I
go
do.
travel anywhere? Yeah, go ahead.
Um, well, obviously my golf bag, but other than that, my makeup kit. I need my cosmetic kit. I think skin is very important. Maybe it's because I'm Asian. I don't know. Like I have to have my facial cleanser. I have to have my toothbrush, toothpaste, face mask. So that's like something that you put before you go to bed. I mean, I like to put it before I go to bed, so I don't have to like go outside.
Okay.
Um, Sunscreen, cosmetic stuff, makeup, um, enough clothes. Definitely skirts because I like wearing skirts. Um, Golf clothes, pajamas. Yeah, my
Well,
phone,
you're
earbuds. I have to have my earbuds at all times, like even when I'm not traveling. So, yep.
so, not to throw you under the bus, but you did give me a green bubble when we were texting earlier. Are you not? You're not on the iPhone game either. Are you going full Android on us?
Oh, so I did have an iPhone, but yeah, I'm
You
with
made the switch.
Android, with Samsung. I
I don't know.
did just because I had a better deal.
I'm just giving you a hard time. I feel like it's something about the green bubble, though. You're always like, "Oh God,
Yeah,
it's a green bubble text." It's not a. It's something I give my dad a lot of shit about because we
yeah,
have these group chats with our family, and
uh-huh,
we have separate ones because he doesn't have an iPhone and everyone else does.
yeah,
So and we can't. I mean, this is first world problems, but we can't name the group chat because he has an Android, which
hmm.
I didn't know was a thing until my sister told me that. So
Don't worry, I didn't block you.
well, after this episode, I wouldn't blame you. Um,
No.
no, I'm gonna come to Dallas. You're gonna come here, and you're gonna show me how to hit the ball straight. Um,
I mean, I'm going to California, maybe in October too, for a photo shoot. I don't know, it might be like October. I don't know when specifically. So I got an offer with, have you heard of Ghost Golf?
mhm.
Yeah, so I might have a contract going on with them. Not yet. So like I'm looking forward to that, and they're wanting to do a photo shoot with me, so
Got
I'm
it. So
excited for that.
that's why you got the makeup kit and the face mask, and
Yeah.
you're a full fledged model now. Maybe that's I've been trying to get my model game up. Maybe I need to look into face masks
Yeah.
again. I used to. You don't see them as much anymore, but there used to be a craze of like the charcoal masks. Did you ever do those?
Is it is it like the foamy one or is it like the
It's like the
hydrating one?
black. It's like the black one where you put it like here, and then you
Oh.
like peel it off.
Oh, yeah, that's not good for you.
Is it not?
It makes your pores bigger. It like peels off your skin. It's not good for you.
Okay. Well, I'm not gonna do that then.
Yeah. Just do the hydrating ones.
Just do the hydrating ones. Okay. I
Hmm.
don't think
They're
I've done a
great.
face mask in a long time. Yes, I have done a face mask. The I have a sister, so
It
it's,
feels
it
good.
was
Yeah.
gonna happen eventually. Um, Self care. We talked about this on my last episode with Erica. Self care is very very important, not for women, for
Hmm.
men as well. Um, in fact, I have plans to go get a drink with a teammate of mine tonight, but I'm questioning
Oh,
whether or not I'm
fun.
gonna go because I was gonna draw a bath and have a self care night. So Maybe I can just leave it. I can leave it till later in the week, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. What else? What else do you travel wise? So, have you had maybe any issues with your golf clubs? I feel like the last couple of months, or maybe just since COVID, airlines just can't figure their shit out. Like, I've seen so many people lose clubs. Like, now I have an AirTag in my bag whenever I travel anywhere. I love those things. They're like, I don't know, $30 or whatever. But have you been lucky to get your, like, this is another thing too, is maybe it's just me being a golf nerd, but I always take my clubs apart when I travel, like take the heads off. And then I also saw you're supposed to put the clubs upside down in your bag. It seems a little bit much, but
No, I haven't done that.
I don't know
I don't
why
know
that
if
would
that's
help.
safe though. Yeah. So, lucky for me, the worst thing that happened to me was just a delay of arrival. So my bag arrived the next day, and they sent like a delivery car or something to give me my golf bag. Other than that, I never got anything damaged. So I think I was lucky.
You're super lucky, yeah. I saw somebody, I think it was on WAPT or something on Instagram that
Yeah.
uh, I forget who it was, but she had to play, and there was like a rain delay, so she played half the rounds with a rental set.
Hmm.
Well, had to play the full round with it, but it was split in 2 different days, and she got her clubs
Right.
like that night, so she couldn't because I guess you have to use the same equipment in the same rounds, which
Yeah.
makes sense. Um, but that must suck if you literally get your clubs and you're just like, well, I can't touch these until I don't even know how she would have done that. She probably had like 9 holes to play with a rental set, and then gives them back, and then goes back to the hotel, gets her. I don't know. I'm sure she figured
Oh.
it out.
Hmm.
But yeah. All right. Well, Karen, thanks so much for taking the time today. This has been a bit of a spacey episode for both of us, I think. I think we're both over. I think we're both overheated, but we'll definitely have you on for another episode, and we'll get Shelby to. Hopefully, she can figure out her Wi-Fi. I don't know. She hasn't texted me,
Yeah.
so hopefully it's all good. But for our listeners out there, check us out on Spotify, YouTube, Apple Music, and we will be back with the next episode next Friday. We'll see you then.
Okay. Thanks for having me.
This has been Off the Collar, powered by Backswing Golf Events.